Computer. Okay, guys, welcome to our team call. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Linda Suttles, and I'm Jacksonville, Florida, and this is our Pure Health Warrior team call for the week. We've got a lot of new people that are joining our team right now, so I'm just going to kind of share a little bit of my story so everybody kind of gets to know me and what it is, like how this whole team got started and where we all kind of came from. So just to start off this call, because I know there's so many new people come in that I haven't actually had the chance to meet or to talk to on the phone, and I want to make sure that that kind of gets across every once in a while on our team calls. So like I said, I'm Linda Suttles. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. I actually started this business April 12th, I think will be 2 years. So I'm pretty excited about that. Rachel's sending me her link again from multiple sources. So I was open for I was open to seeing another opportunity when this was presented to me. I didn't know it was going to be this opportunity. I really wasn't expecting to get into another health and wellness business. I had done that before, got the t-shirt or 20 of them, to be honest. And it was exhausting. It was a long, tiring business, and it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. So when this opportunity was presented to me, I was in a point in my life where I'd already been into health and wellness for about 5 years. I was working out very consistently. I actually had retired myself from being a barber, cut hair for 24 years, had my own brick and mortar business for 14. And I was burnt out. I was burnt out from that business. I wanted something different. I wanted to get on the front end of healthcare. I knew I wanted to help people, but I thought about going to nursing school, but that was something that was going to be like on the back end of healthcare, where you're actually helping people after they're sick. And I didn't really want to deal with sick people. I wanted to help people get, heal themselves and feel good before they got sick. So I loved what I did in my previous company as far as helping other people live their healthiest lives. But it was a very exhausting business. It was long, it was drawn out. It was being on social media all day. It was like the harder I worked, the less productive I got. It was just crazy how that business was built. And so I knew I didn't want to do that again. That was the one thing I learned. I did love network marketing though. I fell in love with it. I'm very passionate about it. I loved becoming a leader. I loved helping other people. I loved hearing their stories and helping them transform their lives. And so it's something I was definitely passionate about. But when this opportunity was presented to me, a couple of things were happening. My body was falling apart, for one. I looked better than I'd ever looked in my life. I was very physically fit. I was teaching classes 5 to 6 days a week. I'd become a certified personal trainer. I was teaching group fitness classes as well. And I was eating healthier than I ever ate in my life. But I was feeling worse. It was crazy how that was happening. But I started developing autoimmune disorder problems. My body hurt from head to toe, basically 24/7. When I got out of bed in the morning, my feet felt like they were going to break when they hit the floor. They were just they just hurt. My back hurt all the time. My neck hurt all the time. And I was living in chronic pain. I was dealing with night sweats. I used to have to sleep with a beach towel under me. And that was something that was just, I thought, well, I'm just kind of coming of that age. I was 44 at the time when this was introduced. What else? I think that pretty much covers it. But I actually was going to see my chiropractor 3 to 4 times a week. Oh, allergies were crazy too. That was something. I was having digestive issues and living on allergy meds pretty much most of the year. Here in Florida, something's always blooming all the time. and allergies had gotten worse and worse throughout the years. So those were a couple other things. But my chiropractor, and actually she's a very good friend of mine, she's also a nutritionist, asked me, some good questions. And she said, I'm pretty sure you're nutritionally deficient, Linda. You should really check this out. And I said, nah, I don't think so. I eat really healthy. There's not anything else. I can't eat any more vegetables. And she said, no, Linda, I really think you have to take a look at this. I really believe you're just dealing with some serious deficiencies. And if you can fill in those gaps, you'll feel a lot better. So she encouraged me to take a look at this. I was very resistant, you guys. I didn't want to hear about it, another health and wellness network marketing company. I knew she was into one, but I didn't want to hear about it. But she was very persistent. And because she's a good friend, I said, okay, I'll check it out. Well, the very first thing I'll tell you is I loved the system. I thought, man, this is it. This is all you do. Like you invite people to take a look at this and they watch a video and they either say yes or no. And she's like, yeah, that's what we do. I'm like, man, like there's no coaching, there's no getting people a transformation, there's no, weeks and weeks and months on end of training. She's like, no, why would there be that? And I said, well, this is pretty awesome. Like, I'm going to tell you, I'm very interested in the business aspect of it, but let's see the products. Are the products all they're cut out to be? So I literally was that person who dug into her kitchen cabinets. I wanted to read all of the labels on the products because I knew about nutrition. I'd definitely been on my own health and wellness journey for a few years. So I started really digging into it. And in the process, I knew what she had was going to be great. I'm like, okay, I'm all in. Let's try it. I'm not going to tell anybody about it though until I try these products. So that was me. That was kind of my story. And 4 days in, every day, up to 4 days, I had massive results. I think the first thing I noticed was my night sweats were gone. Like the first day, I didn't have any night sweats that night. I'm like, okay, this is good. I can get rid of that beach towel. On day 2, like stomach digestive issues were going away. I didn't have stomach pain. I didn't need to take my Zantac that I used to take on a daily basis. So no acid indigestion, the reflux was gone. Day 3, my energy levels were up. My brain fog was gone. I could think clearer. I didn't feel like I had early onset Alzheimer's like I did before. I was pretty sure that was a real thing that was going on with me. And that was an amazing thing in itself. But on day 4, I took organic sulfur and my pain went away. All that pain I'd been living in chronically for 24/7 for I don't even know how many months on end just went away within 1 hour of my first serving. I'm like, God damn, I got to tell everybody about this. Like everybody should know about this. So that was when I started talking about it. It was on day 4. Day 5, I got up the next morning. Pain was back just a little bit. I got up, took another teaspoon of my organic sulfur. I felt amazing within 30 minutes. And since then, I take it every single day, constantly, and that kind of pain has been gone. I haven't had anything like that ever since. So our products work. Like that was the difference. I took a lot of other supplements. I tried everything on the market. I went to GNC. I ordered online. I bought everything everybody else suggested. Nothing worked, but this did. So that was when I went my all-in moment. I started with 2 people. One in Minnesota, a lot of you guys know her, Paige, my child out there. And then one in California, I had Abby Marie. A lot of you know her as Abby Ariyama. She's married to Daniel now. But they were my first 2, and they started telling people, and I grew 2 teams. And, I found a couple other leaders. I got Francine next, and Francine started growing a team. And we got Jane in California now. Jane's growing a team, so little by little, in 2 years, in less than 2 years, we've got 427 people on this team. And I work this very, very, very part-time, like very in my spare time. So 3 to 4 hours a week consistently has really paid off. And it's been great. I get residual income for the work that I did 2 years ago. And I get paid every week on what we have. And that's not, a lot of that is not what I do. It's what you guys do. It's what I do with my team. So I want to encourage you guys. This call is all about building a legacy team. And that's something, I think we're in a legacy company. And I believe that we have the ability to build a legacy team. And I don't want to just do that for myself. I want to help leaders arise and have you guys all build your own legacy teams. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. So let me take a breath. And start reading my notes. I have chicken scratch. I lost my glasses this week and I need to get a new pair. So I'm going to be kind of squinty-eyed, and just forgive me if I mess up a little bit here tonight, but I'm going to do my best. So building a legacy team. So a couple things I like to say is really, number one is it's not about what you want. It's not about what I want for this team. It's really about what you guys want. And you need to remember that as you're building your own teams. It's not about you. It's never going to be about me. It's never going to be about you. As you're a leader, it's really about what does the person need on the other end of that phone, or on that, at that event that we're going to be talking to tomorrow night in Charleston. What do they need that's in that room? It's not about us and our needs. It really is about everyone else. So if you can help people fill in their own needs, then we're going to be able to supply them and help them grow their own teams, okay? So we're going to work on the notes that we want to take tonight is really, it's about leading with excellence. and how to build a legacy. So a legacy, I love this quote, a legacy isn't something you leave. It's when you're gone, it's what you build today. And that's really, I heard that on a podcast not too long ago, and I was like, yeah, I mean, it's not what we leave. It's not what we leave behind. It's really about what we're building today, especially for this business. It's all about what the work we do today is what's going to, this is a legacy business we can gift to our grandkids or to our kids when we're gone. I don't think this company is going to disappear anytime soon. I think we're going to be around for 100 years. We see this company making changes and improvements every single month to our products, and their heart is all in helping people. And this country is in dire need of what we have, with nutrition. So I believe that we have an amazing opportunity to build a massive legacy, not just with our company, but within our team here ourselves. So often you guys hear the speed of the leader determines the speed of the pack. It's so true in our business. We all have seasons. And I want you guys to know, many of you guys have been around since we started from the beginning. And you guys know, I have basically December, January. Really, it is just December and January when I can kind of work this full time. I run my business in December and January, and I will I am actually out there. I'm really working for it, looking for new people to bring into the company myself. And then the rest of the year, I have very limited time to do it because I work another business with my husband. We're in landscaping here in Jacksonville, and it's summertime, 10 months out of the year. So I work this business with my team in the summer months, basically from February through till December, when our work really slows down. I'm focused on helping you build your teams. It's not about, it wouldn't be fair for me to be constantly bringing in people on my own, because then I wouldn't have the time to work with them one-on-one and still work with you guys and help you guys build your teams as well. So I need to be making sure that I'm focusing what I can, where I can with the time that I have available. But that's just goes to show you, it literally is seasons in my business, but we all have seasons in life. And this particular business, you guys might have a 9-to-5 job. And if you have a really bad night, say the kids are up, they're puking all night, the dog's puking, the kids are puking, you've been up all night cleaning carpets, trying to clean up the mess, you're sick yourself, your boss doesn't care if you had a bad night. They want you at work the next day. They're like, hey, we're already shorthanded, so-and-so took off, we need you here. They don't care how bad it was. But in this business, you're your own boss. If you need to take a day off, it doesn't matter. You take off. But it's the little things you do every single day that is going to pay off in the long run. So if you're making 1 call a day or 5 calls a week to share this opportunity with somebody else, it's that little bit of consistency every single week, every single month, every single year that's going to build up to big results later. So know that you're worth that, and we all have seasons, and it's okay to take a day. It's okay to cut back in your months, but make sure that you're still consistent, even in your time off, and doing the little things. So if you are like me and you have, only a couple of months that you can really push hard in those months, but make sure you don't let your team go the rest of the months, the rest of the time. If you need to focus, if you only have 20 minutes a day to focus on making sure your team is successful. Okay. So that's my, my little, tidbit on that particular thing about the seasons. So are you leading by example for your team? A lot of you guys, this team is empty. This team call is empty. I'm very disappointed in this team call. It's great for you that are on here, but we have some amazing leaders on this team. We have a lot of people who are getting some nice paychecks, and those leaders are not on this call. And, that speaks a lot. If your leader's not here, do you want to be here? Honestly, I'm calling some people out. They know who they are. I don't have to say any names. You guys will hear the recordings either tomorrow or you'll hear it the next week or something, and you're going to think about that. If I'm not here, I'm not on this team call, why should I expect my team to be on it? So that's something it's very important. Are you acting as a leader yourself? And if you're not, why should the people that sign up with you? If you're not showing up to team calls, if you're not being a leader, if you're not inviting people on the regular, why should they? They're like, well, she's not doing it. Why should I bother? If you're not building the team that you told them you were going to build, why should they stick with you? And I don't care if you signed up one person in this business or 25 people in this business, you are a leader. If you signed one person, you are suddenly a leader. You told them you were going to build this business. You told them you were going to stick with it. Are you doing what you said you were going to do in the beginning? Because it's not about me. It's not about me showing up every week. Are you showing up with those people that you brought in? They didn't join me. They joined you. You know, it's one thing to have, like, I love leading our team. I love being here for everybody, but I want to build a team of leaders, not a team of followers. And so I think every one of you have the ability to rise up as leaders and to act as leaders and to build massive teams, but you have to make sure that you're setting that example for your team if you want to become the leader that you want to attract first and foremost. You guys have always heard the customer is always right. Right? How many of you agree with that? The customer is always right. I know we've all been in business where we're like, I don't think so. But honestly, when it comes down to it, if you want to build a successful business, and I mean, I've been in the barbershop business, my husband has a landscaping business, I've run a couple of these online businesses, the customer is always right. They need to feel that they're right. So we got to help them, and customer service is very, very important. But we rely on, so here's the thing, like, we rely on customer service, excellent customer service from corporate, and they do provide that, don't they? We all dealt with customer service, and they are thebomb.com. So if you haven't dealt with them, and you will at one point or another, you will, and they're awesome. They're amazing. When you call in your Par Perks points, you'll talk to somebody in there, probably Willie or Laura or somebody, but they're all amazing. They're fantastic. If you have a package that's messed up, we rely on our customer service to fix that, to send out a new product, and they're amazing at it. But you are bringing in new people, and so there's a point in our business where we have to provide really good customer service. Like, you signed up somebody, they don't know the number to customer service to call them yet. Are you available when your person says, hey, I'm having a problem with such and such, what do I do about it? So what do you do? If that happens, you got to make sure that you're providing good customer service. Hey, yeah, it's really normal if you poop like a lot the first couple of days you take cleanse. Like, they need to know that it's okay. Like, this is normal. And are you plugging them into the groups? Like, are you really introducing them to your leaders? Putting them in the Pure Health Warrior group and putting them in the Life Changer group and letting them know the differences in those two groups. If you are signing somebody who wants to just be a product user and they do not want to do the business, don't add them to the Pure Health Warrior group. They don't care. They don't want to know about that. But when they do and they change their mind and they're like, yeah, tell me more about it, then add them to it. But in the meantime, they just want to be a customer. They just want to enjoy the products, then add them to Life Changers only. And let them know that's where they can go search in the files section for information. Then they can search in the search bar for, testimonials or whatever on different things. And that they can ask product related questions in that group. If they have business related questions, they can always ask that in the Pure Health Warrior group. Okay. So make sure you're providing great customer service. And as in doing that, when you're signing up a new IBO, an important thing to do with that, my dog just walked in here. An important thing to do with providing good customer service for you is also making sure that who's your upline that you need to connect your person to. Because if you're James, say you're at work all day and you can't help Samuel and his wife, help a customer or whatever with their questions, or a new IBO, they signed up, like, who is going to be that next person? Make sure that you're introducing them to me or to your next upline. That way they know that they don't just get you when they join you. They also get me. They also get Francine. They also get Rachel. So you're really like plugging them in with text messages or in Facebook Messenger group or in our groups and introducing them. So provide good customer service. So here's something you want to write down. You build a team on those who stay. You build a reputation on those who go. Does that make sense? Does that kind of like perk your ears up a little bit? Like, though you build a team with those who stay, but you build a reputation on those who leave your team. You know, timing is everything in this business. And some people join and all of a sudden time just like everything in the world just kind of throws up and nothing's working and they can't do it and they can't focus on this. So they just step back and they're like, oh, you know what? I just can't do it right now. I'm going to go away. But are they going to go away with a good feeling, or are they going to go away with a bad feeling? Are you going to make them feel like crap because they can't do it, you know, or are you going to encourage them and say, hey, you know what? I understand, you know, timing is everything. Maybe this isn't your season, but I want to be here for you when it is. So when you're ready, just, you know, come back to me. Let me know. I'd be happy to work with you at whatever time it works best for you. You guys, I've seen people come and go in this business so many times. It's not funny. But we have to be right. We have to be there for that person when it works for them, when they're ready. And maybe, you know, a lot of times you're going to bring in somebody who may leave, but they've brought in another person, maybe 6 levels deep, you know, 6 people down, that could be your future rock star in your business. You know, so you want to make sure you're taking care of everybody that comes in from that person. Their downlines, like you're now their great grandma in this business, and you need to be taking care of them, building relationships with them, because you never know who your next rock star is going to be. It might not be that person that you brought in, but it might be somebody else 5 levels deeper that did come in and stayed because you built a good relationship with them. And they appreciated the integrity that you built your business with in that whole team, not just for that one person that you personally connected with and brought in yourself. So make sure that you're building a reputation with everyone in your team, not just with the person who comes in and stays with you. So now that being said, we are not responsible for people's success or failure, but we are responsible for getting people to get started right, to get them off to a great start, right? We are not responsible for people's success or failure, but we are responsible to get people off on the great start. So for us in our business, that's so easy. Like we've got that down to a science. It took a little while. I think we had some rocky starts. This business is so simple, and so many people overcomplicate it. It makes me crazy. Like so many people overcomplicate this business, but it really is simple. If you simply learn how to invite, become a professional inviter, don't pure puke on people. Simply invite them to an opportunity that may or may not be for them, but you definitely think it's worth their time to check out. Get them to a presentation, whether it's a live event or on a Zoom. Zoom is always best. If you can open up your own Zoom screen, get your friend on there, share your 2-minute story, and then play Rachel's video, and then get me on for a connect at the end, that's the perfect presentation across the United States. That's how I started my business. That's how we brought Zoom into this team, like into Life Changers. They didn't use Zoom before. Rachel was flying everywhere. Jared was flying all the way across the United States to share this presentation with 1 and 2 people. Like that was insane to me. I'm like, have you guys heard of Zoom? Like we can get people. We had Jane's in California. I'm in Florida. We had her niece and someplace in Canada, way somewhere up there in Canada, on a Zoom today. And she did the same thing. She shared with her the video, got me on a connect, boom, like the whole perfect presentation. She did. It was great. But that's like the easiest way you can build this business. Because you can, number one, if you get them on and you're watching them watch that video, you get to see their face, you're playing the video, you can see that they're connected, that they're actually watching the video, you get to see their reaction, you kind of know what they're excited about, you kind of get to feel for what it is that they're getting perked up about, and we get to respond to that. And then you get your leader on, and that face-to-face interaction is so much better than a phone call anytime you can do that. Now, I'm guilty of not being available for phone calls during the day most of the time. And sometimes you just have to warn your people, like, Linda can do a Zoom, but she's out landscaping and she is not looking pretty today. So I have grass stuck to my forehead. You just never know. But to me, that's also the beauty of this business is I do get to do something else, and I'm still building a full-time income on the side while I do another business. So it's pretty awesome. So that's like the perfect way of doing this business, and it's so easy to do. So don't overcomplicate it. Just become a professional inviter. don't tag people in posts, about this business. That's not, like, if you're setting up an event, tagging people or just inviting them to a Facebook event is never going to get them to an event. You still have to get them on the phone. Pick up the phone and personally invite them. Ask them, share your story then. Say, hey, I've got something that's really powerful. I think you should take a look. It's truly been life-changing for me. If you're married, say, and my husband. There's a lot more credibility added there when they know your spouse is on board. Make sure your spouse is at the event. If you're doing a live event, those are going to help. I think our team is going to grow a lot this summer through live events. I really believe that. I hope to attend a lot of them. But I know what I really want to do is empower you all to be leaders, to lead your own events wherever you are, and to have the confidence to do that. And, so we can really build all the way across the United States. Speaking of that, I did a post in our group just a little while ago asking where you live. Make sure you comment on that. I want to get my USA map, my Canada map, up on the wall and put little pins everywhere that we have Pure Health Warriors. And it's my goal to I don't want to pin that sucker all the way across the United States. I'd love to have Pure Health Warriors in every city, in every major city in every state would be awesome. So make sure you put your city and state on there. Leaders never, ever stop learning, ever. I hope you guys are constantly in a learning state. If you're not listening to podcasts, you should be. Your car is it should be like an education on wheels. Like, that is just school right there. You can listen to podcasts on your radio. You can buy CDs from, listen to leadership CDs. Learn from great leaders. There's so many out there. And if you don't know where to look, you can go to lindasettles.com. There's a huge list of books on there, more books than you can possibly read in a year, I'm sure of it. But those are, and look at those authors, and then you can actually search those authors on podcasts. There's tons of free information. There's audiobooks on YouTube you can listen to for free. You don't have to pay for them. But I need to update that list because I've definitely got a few new ones on there that I like since then. But that's a great place to look for personal development. So, what books are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to? Are you walking the walk and not just talking the talk? That's a serious question that you should ask yourself. And that's one thing that, I always check myself. In this business, am I taking my products every day? Am I actually doing what I say I should do, what I tell other people to do? If we're not, shame on you. Shame on us. We have to be walking the walk, not just talking the talk. And people can tell, if you're being a jackass, maybe you need more Goyen. If your mood isn't right, you're not getting enough sleep. Well, why not? Are you not taking your calcium and K? Are you not taking your Goyen? Are you not taking your energy's low? Are you not taking any energy or your daily build? What is it? Because pretty much if you've got a problem, we can just about cure what ails us. Attitude wise and everything. So make sure you're walking the walk, not just talking the talk. You have to become the leader that you want to attract. So always be striving to be that person. Really write down, what kind of leader do you want to attract on your team? What does that look like? Are they driven? Are they highly motivating? Are they high energy? Are they inspirational? Are they highly organized? What is it about? What is it about the perfect leader? Who is it that you want to attract? And are you being that person? And if not, maybe it's time to start thinking about ways that you can, how can you build yourself up to be that leader? Will your organization outgrow your ability to lead it? If you are constantly, I know that's kind of a deep question, right? Will your organization outgrow your ability to lead it? It shouldn't if you're constantly learning. If you never stop learning, your organization won't outgrow you. I think that's something, when I get on these team calls and a lot of these things that I learn, this isn't stuff I made up. This is stuff I've learned from other leaders, from other personal development books and podcasts and stuff I've listened to. I've jotted down little notes along the way. So make sure, if you want to attract great leaders, make sure you're being that leader. And how do you do that is by learning from other great leaders, people who have been where you want to go, that kind of thing. One of the best pieces of advice that I can give you about this business is assume that every video, event, or conversation that you have about our business or any other company can be seen or heard by everyone. You guys ever heard somebody really talking nasty about another leader on our team or in our company or in another company, or heard people talk? You probably wouldn't. I mean, I think we have outstanding leadership and our teams are really positive. I've never heard any of that in our company, but in other companies, you always hear like, or maybe even just hear other leaders from other companies bashing other companies. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm just for instance, like say, what's some of the new ones out there? Thrive. That's one I just hear a lot about now. But like, never ever bash that company. And I wouldn't want them bashing us or a leader on our company. There's so many people out there, like there's plenty of fish in the sea. There's so many people out there that are understanding that network marketing is like the place to be now. It's such a great way to build an income, a serious income in your spare time. And people need a secondary income now. They're not just, you really can't just live on one income these days. Some people can't live on two incomes. They've outgrown that. They need, 3 or they need 4. So they're looking for other ways to do it. But never feel like, don't ever bash any other company, and that's something I always like to instill in my team. We have so many new people coming on. It's just a thing that I think I need to say. Always support other people in other companies, because you never know when they're going to go, this isn't right for me, but dang, Kristen sure has been inspirational. I really like the way she talks about her business. She's very positive all the time. She's very motivating. I think I want to check into more about what Kristen's doing. Maybe the team that they're dealing with or the company they're with isn't as positive or as inspirational, and they don't have that leadership that they're looking for, but they see Kristen all the time being that great Christian role model, that somebody who never talks bad about another company or anything else. She's always like, yeah, I want to support you in your lipstick thing. I want to support you in your jewelry thing. I want to support you in that. So then they come back to you and they want to support you in your business. And ultimately, if those things weren't right for them, they come back and they're like, yeah, I think this is where I need to be. You never know where their ultimate home is going to be. So make sure you're always speaking positive of other companies and other leaders. Let's see. Grass is greener syndrome. Anybody ever have shiny object syndrome? You see somebody else out there promoting other businesses and you're like, ooh, that looks fun. I'd like to do that. I wonder if that's a better company. I wonder if they're making more money. I wonder if they have a better comp plan. Oh, I wonder if their leaders, building faster. What is it? Even some people get shiny object syndrome in our own company. They see other leaders building faster than their leader, and they're like, man, I should be on their team. Maybe I'll drop out for 6 months and I'll join that one just to see if I can get better leadership. It doesn't work that way, guys. It really doesn't work that way. It doesn't matter who the company is. It doesn't matter who the leader is. What matters is what you do and where you're doing to grow your own business. So don't get your grass always waters where the grass is greener where it's watered. So focus on what you have going on in your business. And energy goes where energy flows. Always, always. Believe me, I've been there. I've had shiny object syndrome. I've checked out other companies. I even joined another company, but I'm going to tell you, your money will only grow in the one that you focus your time on. And you can't build 2 teams. You can't build 2 companies. You just can't. I thought that could happen. I really did. I'm like, I've got this whole network marketing thing, lit up and sipped up and everything else. I know how to do this. I could totally build 2 companies. No, you can't. You just can't. You can't divide your time like that. So really focus on what you want to build. Make sure that you're doing what you expect your team to do, that kind of thing too. Our company, listen to this. So our company, I feel like, has integrity. We have history. These are things you should be telling your people. We have integrity. We have history, like 9 years old, and we're still a baby company, you guys. Like when I came in, I don't know what the numbers are now, but when I came in 2 years ago, 90% of the revenue was in 4 states: Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. And that was like North Texas. Texas is a huge state. That's like 5 states. So it was in 4 states, and that still blows me away. But we still, like, we've not even scratched the surface. Everybody you talk to has not heard of Pure. Like, we have to be the ones to get the word out. We're in a great state in this company to be able to do that. But we have integrity, we have history, we have leadership. You know, we've got Rachel. What an amazing leader. She pours into us all the time with such great trainings. Darren Hogue, the CEO, like, what a fabulous leader. We are so blessed to have them. Jared Burnett and the amazing leadership that he gives us. And if you guys get to events, the leadership that you get there, the education that you get at those events is worth so much money. Like, it is money if you go and you attend and you take notes and you actually apply what you learn. Quality. We have the best quality products out there. Like I said before, our stuff actually works. I don't know of any other company that can really say that. Like, our products gives our body what we need to heal and take care of itself. So ask yourself today, what can I do to make my business better? And make a commitment to yourself to take responsibility for your own business. So the 5 last little tips I'll give you is, number 1, timing and branding doesn't guarantee a check. Timing and branding doesn't guarantee a check. It's about what you do. It's about what you do with your business. It's all about those little daily activities. Number 2, work your business every single day. A few minutes or a few conversations daily will add up to big success over the long haul. And don't get discouraged by those no's. Just like a side note right there, don't get discouraged by the no's, especially if you're new in this business. People are going to watch you. They're going to watch you for a year. They want to see that you're committed, that you are here for the long haul. They're not going to join you in the beginning. They don't know, they don't trust you. I mean, they may know you and they may like you and they may trust you, but they don't know that you're going to stick with this for the long haul. Maybe they've seen you do a couple other things before. So they're like, oh yeah, well, here she goes again. Is this really going to stick? Well, you got to be the one to show them that. So number 3, give it time, a minimum of 3 to 5 years to build a legacy team. And make sure you're constantly learning, become that leader that you want to attract. Give it time. Number 4, it takes 2 things to be successful: to promote a product or a business. You really do one or the other in this. And I see people doing both, and I see no problem with either one. You know, some people will build a really successful business on a product, and some people will build a really successful business on the business, you know, just sharing the business opportunity. I love that we actually share both in our overviews. You know, so you can be a product pusher and you can be a business pusher. You know, which one's going to build faster? It really depends on you and how passionate you are and how other people see that passion. I'll tell you, products build business slower, but it doesn't mean it's a less good business. It's going to build steady, and people will love the product just like you do, and they'll stay on it. They'll be great auto ship people, you know, and those auto ships build residuals. But promoting the business also means bonuses. It means matching shares. It means a steady income. And it usually means that you're attracting other leaders who are looking for what you are getting in this business as well. But neither one is wrong. Number 5, water the grass where you are. Okay. You can't have 2 masters, so pick one. Don't confuse your market with doing multiple things. And you don't need a new opportunity. We need a new commitment to our opportunity. All right, guys. I hope that resonated with you guys. I hope you all got a little value out of this and took some good notes. And I want to appreciate you for being leaders and being on this call tonight. I do know that some of you guys who are probably going to listen to this recording, you might get a little burned on what I said earlier for being leaders who aren't on this call. I do know some people work late. They work late hours in California. Other people have other commitments. I know Gretchen. Speaking of which, Gretchen, I'm super thankful. Gretchen Moran was very generous in helping us build a spreadsheet to get all my t-shirt orders in line. But she's actually dealing with some business tonight, so she couldn't be on the call as well. But if you guys haven't ordered your t-shirts yet, please do that as soon as you can, or post on the post, the t-shirt post, what size, and add your name and address and everything into the spreadsheet that she created for our group. And that's also in another post. Let's see. If you haven't bought your event tickets for the next level event yet, please do so right away. And if you have bought tickets, make sure you're on my list on the in the file section too for the Pure Health Warriors that are going to attend that event in April in Texas. It's going to be a huge event. It's only $60 a ticket. I still can't believe they sell them that cheap. I used to pay $250 to attend events in my last company. Like, this is cheap, you guys. It's cheap training. It's the best of the best. We have amazing leadership. If you can get there, you should get there if you want to invest in your business. And that's a tax write-off. Your gas or your airfare or whatever to get there is a tax write-off. So make sure you're investing in your business and get there. I'm not trying to think if there's anything else tonight. If you have new people on your team that I have not met yet, please introduce us via messenger group. Make sure they have my phone number so they can call me if they need to for connect calls, and make sure they get launched. If they haven't been launched yet, they need to go to the Get Started tab on Rachel's Pure Life Changers website and click the Get Started tab and then click on the first video there, and then get on a call with me. I'm happy to launch them after that. It should only take 10 or 15 minutes. Just depends on how many questions they have, and I'm happy to do that as well. It helps me if I can do it with a Zoom at nighttime, then that helps me connect names to faces and get to know people quicker too. So, all right, guys, does anybody have any questions? I'm going to stop recording.